Hello, everybody. My name is Paula of Van Vita Travels, and today I am just sharing a little bit of um, memories of Mark Wolfe. Mark Wolfe was a huge supporter of the van life community and a member of it as well. He spent a lot of time with YouTubers on his first winter out in his van, and I was very blessed to be one of the people that got to spend a lot of time with him. Now, this was back in 2022, and this is when I had my big adventure. I had taken 3.5 months off of work. The borders had just opened after COVID, and I got to cross the border from Canada to do my Arizona trip. I had converted an ambulance and had the trip of a lifetime. And at the same time, Mark had built out his van, and I believe that that was his very first adventure as well. And we spent probably a good 2 to 3 months of that time together. I met Mark at Box Van D's meetup. I was so excited to get to meet to the meetup and meet everybody in the van life community that I met online and to get to see them in person. But I, at that time, did not know who Mark was. And so I still giggle when I think of the first time I actually met him. I had gone from where I was parked in the area of D and everyone, and I was driving out to the women's RTR. And so Quartzsite was brand new to me, like I hadn't explored it or anything. And I'm driving along, and I notice out of the side that there is this white van that's like staying neck and neck with me. And I'm kind of like, what's going on? Who is this? Because I'm a female traveling alone on my very first trip ever. And I look over and he's waving and waving and smiling and pointing for me to pull over. Well, I don't know. I don't know what possessed me to actually pull over because I was a little bit freaked out. But I thought, okay, I'll pull over. There's other people around and see what's wrong. Maybe I have a flat. Maybe something's going on. Well, it ended up being that Mark knew who I was, and he recognized me, but I had never met him before. And so when you look at the picture on the thumbnail of this video, that is a picture of Mark and I together, the very first time we ever met. And I was very overwhelmed by him initially. He gave me chocolates. So when you guys all talk about the Valentine's chocolates and stuff that he gives out, he did it all year long. But he gave me some chocolates and he had a blanket. He didn't want me to be getting cold, sleeping in the ambo. And he led me to the women's RTR. So I just followed him there. And then when I got back to the meetup, I got to see him again along with everybody else. Hello, everybody that's here. I'm so glad that you're here. I am sharing some of my memories of him. Now, last night I watched Box Fan D. Hi, D. I see that you're here. I watched D's live stream about Mark. And I had not cried yet. I'd found out a day or two before that he had passed. And it was through Dee's live stream that I learned that he had passed with lung cancer and that it was quick. The last month that he had a lot of pain, but some blessings are that he didn't have to go through that for a very long time. And yet, watching that live stream, I still hadn't cried. And I'm a crier. Mark's a crier too, for anybody that knows Mark. If something touches his heart, he gets weepy just like the rest of us, right? But when his niece came on the live stream, and she was talking about the man that he was, and the man that only the rest of us could really guess about. We didn't see him with his family. We didn't see him working. We just saw him traveling. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. what to say about Mark, right? He, oh, he was a funny guy. He was around when my husband and I first met. And I mean, we were just started dating. And Mark gives us two of these. I don't know. Can you see this? Maybe I'll put my hand in there so you can see it better. Off the market. He gives us each this glass. He'd seen it. He thought of us. And that's how Mark was. He would see something, and if it made him think of someone, he bought it and he gifted it to them for no reason at all other than he was thinking of him. He was an extremely generous man. But I'll tell you, when we first got these, I was like a little bit uncomfortable. Like, it was like, that sounds like a marriage kind of thing. We just started dating, no pressure, right? Oh my goodness. And Mark thinking of things that would bring him joy to share with others. So one day, just randomly, we all went to like this dollar store, Dollar Tree, one of those stores, and I grabbed just a bag of Skittles for shits and giggles. I hadn't had them in years. And I bought it and I ate it, and Mark had seen that. So the next time Mark went into town, he bought the biggest bag of Skittles that man could find and brought them to me because he thought they were my favorite candy. He was always so thoughtful and so giving. And there's so many times that Dream on Wheels and I were like, Mark, like, we're worried about you. Like, you're generous and that's great, but we love you. You don't have to take us for lunch. You don't have to buy things for us. We like you for who you are. And I remember sitting down with them and being like, I'm worried that someone's going to take advantage of your kindness. Like, that was my biggest worry for him. So anyways, on the other live streams, they talked about how he was generous and how he always made sure there was firewood for the bonfires, and that is where everybody got together, and that's where he was a part of everything. And a lot of us I know are trying to find clips and stuff of Mark, and it's a little bit difficult because even though he was traveling with like everybody that was on YouTube, he did not try to get any fame. He did not try to get in the scenes. He didn't, he stepped back. That was our things, and he was just watching it. He didn't need to be a part of it, right? Yes, it was a blessing that it was fast so that he didn't have to suffer for a long time, right? And moderators and channel members, everybody that's here, please, say hello to one another and stuff. Right now, I'm not going to address each and every person, but Lily, Mark knew that you and Nate were meant to be together. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to share some clips. Now, some of them are short. Some of them are short, but here we go. Let me start with bringing this on stage. So this was when we were all outside of Parker, and it was the worst place we ever camped. And this car burst into flames in the middle of the day. Travis, me, and I are calling 911 and trying to deal with that. I'm running around getting a fire extinguisher from another camper, which was empty. I did not realize till I got there. But Mark, the whole time, was pulled right up, and you can't see it in this clip, but Mark was pulled right up to the sky, and we were worried about explosions. And he was doing everything he can. He drained every bit of water that he had to help these people put this fire out. Now, I have I think I have about 10 short clips of him. And I'm not sure how these are going to work, if they're going to share. No, I got to individually go in and share. Okay, share screen. So this is just us at Lake Havasu. You see him in the bright shirt having a smoke. And he had gone with us to take the ferry across to the casino. And he had won big at the casino. I think he won like $1,000 that day. And he gave each and every one of us that was there $100. I was like, what? Like, why don't you keep that one? He was all about sharing the joy, sharing what he had with people, and just doing the very best that he could by them. It was, I don't know. Here's the part that out of all of these clips, probably means about the most. This is at the beginning. My ambulance had broke down. I had hung back from the rest of the group, and where were they now? I think they were already at Lake Havasu. But I had visited some other people that I knew through YouTube. And so I was trying to catch up, and my ambulance broke down. Found out later it's a transmission. So I did a live stream, just killing time, not knowing what to do. So I am going to share this little part of that to show you again a little bit of who he is.
Mark, thank you. Mark, thank you.
Oops, that's going over and over. So Mark had said that he was packing up to make me feel safe. Friends don't let friends down. I'll see you in about an hour. He just dropped everything right there in that moment and drove out. And in fact, him and Yanai came out and they made sure that I was safe. Boy, oh boy. There's a few bits of Mark in this next one. He directed Yanai and I on how to get to the bunker bar. No, not the bunker bar. It's the Nellie E Saloon Desert Bar. So there's a couple clips from that video that I have each separate this way that I'll show you guys. And the volume really sucks on here.
Enjoy some margaritas. Hey.
There's our cheers. And his Coors Light. Which I thought thinking he was a bud drinker. I don't know how I screwed that up. But there's a couple funny little moments on the way. Just short clips.
Is this seriously the only way to get to this bar?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
not the only way. This is the better, smoother ride.
What?
Oh yeah.
That was the smoothest route, he said. You know, and the reason I wanted to put even some of these short clips in here is for his kids, because I know what it's like to lose important people in my life. And sometimes you just wish you could hear their voice again. Yeah. So for myself, selfishly, I am going to get to hear his voice again. Because all I have to do is watch this again. Let me see this one.
Don't go by.
So we're on our way to the Nellie E Saloon, the Desert Bar. There is tons of traffic on this skinny little road coming and going, but we're going to find our way.
Don't go by.
So we're on our way to the Nellie E Saloon,
did I already
the Desert Bar.
See, I told you these are short clips. Even I can't keep up with them sometimes. Here we go. I'm just going to keep setting these up. Dee, you remember my breakdown too, right? Yeah. So this is just a little segment at Slab City. He just happened to be in there with me. So I'll play this for you.
Did they lay plastic over the dirt and then
It's almost like a plaster of some sort, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because I went and touched it. It flexes.
Okay. Huh.
And there he is. We were exploring.
Did they lay plastic over the dirt and then
It's almost
This is just an example, for those that don't know, of some of the experiences that Mark got to have when he was on his journey. And I know he's done things like seeing the Grand Canyon and different things like that. And I am so thankful that he had the opportunity before his time was done to do these things. And I encourage each and every one of you to start living your life now. We cannot take any days for granted. And I am so blessed I got to be a part of Mark's life when that's what he was doing. Let me see. I got another little clip of that. Bring it up. And this was just off the Slab City video, and it was another one of the pictures with Mark. And when you look at this whole group, most of us traveled together. Hang on. So that first winter that Mark spent out in Arizona, these are the people that he spent most of his time with. So we have Dream on Wheels, we have Box Van D, there's Nate and I, there's Ron Sees America, and oh my gosh, someone tell me, oh my goodness, my brain went blank. This couple, he has a channel, Fit for Expedition. That's it. It did come to me. So a lot of us, Greg, from little Fit for Expedition. Hello, Ron. There's a picture of you here. But we were a big group that typically stayed together most of that winter. Sometimes we'd branch off and go different places. And sometimes Mark would go and check out something in an area that he wanted. But we were kind of our own family that winter. Yeah. What's this one? Let me see. I only have 2 more left. Oh, thanks, Karen. Ooh, which one is this one? Okay, yeah. That is the one I want to share. I thought this would go a little bit smoother. Oh, so we set this one up.
Oh my God, your knife, slow down!
Oh, it stopped. Okay, well, let's do it.
Oh my God, your knife, slow down! Oh my God, your knife, slow down!
I tell you, I'm like, okay, we gotta, like, I was gonna do this video. We were going for parts for Dream on Wheels. Mark and I went with you and I. And yeah, I knew I was gonna speed up some of the footage that I took and make it like look like she was driving like crazy. Yeah. And I have one last clip of me talking about him. Oh, thanks, Nate. The 3 of us were crazy together. I don't know. Mark would, we'd have these lazy mornings, and around 10 o'clock, he'd come to the Ambo, and I'd be like doing my makeup or my hair, and he'd be sitting in there, and we'd be smoking and drinking our coffee and just having our time, kind of. It became a routine, and it was something that I kind of looked forward to. And he would, oh my gosh. Oh, everybody that knows Mark, and I tried to think of the nicest way to say this. He loved hanging around the campfire, but I tell you, that man had nothing but jokes. Oh, that reminds me of a joke, or I forget exactly the phrase used, but every time something came up, it reminded Mark of a joke. And the jokes, there was a lot of dirty jokes, but we were all adults. And there was a lot of, how do you say, controversial jokes. Oh my goodness, he was so funny. He said that if he thought that something was funny, he shared it. He didn't apologize for who he was, and he did everything he could for anyone else. I feel very blessed to have met him. Not long after I met him, he bought me pepper spray. And I'm like, I'm Canadian. We don't, like, it's not the same there. Like, I've never seen pepper spray. People don't carry guns with them everywhere. But he bought me some pepper spray because I was a female traveling on my own. And you know what? That was so thoughtful and so sweet. And so later, since I had learned on this trip that I'd be caravanning with so many people, I got to meet in person a friend of mine, Sherry, who had an ambulance as well. And because she was the female traveling on her own, I gave her the pepper spray that Mark had bought. And, you know, with the same thought, you know, it was given to me, something for my safety. So I'm going to share that with you. Well, then when I saw Mark again, he was not too impressed that I gave my pepper spray away because he didn't care. He thought it was going to be so much safer if I had it. So he bought me another one and very clearly told me to not give it away. And to this day, I still have it. I forgot all about it in one of my purses when I crossed the border into Canada. It's not something we have here. We get like bear spray, I guess, is what we would use. And so I still have it. And I will always keep it. And every time I see it, I'm going to think of Mark. Oh, hell yeah. And that he gave you pepper spray too. Oh, so cute, right? Yeah. I didn't spend the night at the slabs, but you guys did, Ron. And so I'm glad you guys had a great time. Hello, Sam. Thanks so much for being here. I highly recommend you go back after and watch it from the beginning. They're just some little clips, but I didn't want to do this for very long, but I felt like I needed how would his daughters ever know how special that he was to the rest of us? They know how special he is to them. And I mean, he talked about his girls all the time. Oh my God, he loved his daughters. He even had me make bracelets that match because I had just started, you know, playing around making bracelets, and all the girls got a bracelet. And he was going to pay me for them. And I'm like, no. You've done things to help me. And I want you just to give it to the girls. I'm not going to accept anything this time from you. And so finally he agreed on that. I did so well in my head. I was going to say everything. But this definitely shows how the community was and how Mark was. And I'm just going to share this last little clip that I have. This was the next day after the ambulance breakdown.
I don't want to be out of commission for 2.5 weeks. Everybody out here is so amazing. I'll just show you guys. Mark, Andy, and I each came out last night so that I wasn't here all by myself. They watched a live stream like a lot of you had watched, and I was worried. I was really worried that I was going to get a knock and I can't move. I was worried about some of the people that were coming all night long to this convenience store, and I really did feel all alone. And then they came out, and I brought an amazing supper. Mark this morning brought us coffee and donuts, and they have no plan of leaving me. They are here for the long haul, and I am so blessed to have met so many amazing people. I try to explain to you guys just the love that a person feels within this community, and there's no way that I can fully explain it. It's beyond words. I don't want to be out of commission.
Yeah, it is beyond words. It was like with Mark, you felt like you were loved. He always called me sis. He was always an absolute gentleman, right? Absolute gentleman. He's so respectful of all women. He was such a good person, and I felt like I was his little sister out there. And I'm never going to forget him. I wasn't going to do this, but this is pretty short, so I am just going to quickly drop a link for anyone that knew Mark. If you want to pop up and say a word, you're more than welcome. Yeah, I had a hard time figuring out. I had the day off today. It's my Friday off, and I don't know, maybe I'm doing this for me. I kept telling myself that I was doing it for his daughter, so that you have those pictures, you have the sound of his voice, that you know how important that he was to other people too. I'm hoping someone pops up. If someone doesn't come up in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to say farewell. Oh my gosh. And if we all could have been there, we'd have been at his funeral. You girls would have seen so many vans and campers and ambulances coming up. Yeah, they're definitely finding out how many friends that he really had, right? Oh, I'm getting makeup in my eyes. Oh, my braids too. Even when I was braiding my hair, I remember him telling me he didn't like this look on me. He said what he thought. You didn't have to guess. So when he said kind words, you actually knew that he meant it. Yeah, that was one of those things that really was very unique to Mark. And Sam, his daughter, says they can also go to his obituary and sign the book and upload any pictures they have of him and you guys together. And I know, Sam, that there could have been so many pictures, but your dad always like avoided it, right? Like even SD. And I know Johnny is doing a live stream on Tuesday for him as well. But I'm gonna pull up, the Dream on Wheels. Hey, how are you?
Hey, girl.
Any particular memory of Mark you want to share?
Oh my God, I have a lot. He was my dancing partner. He was the one who
All of
always
us
danced with
became
me.
a family on that trip.
Yeah. The last time that I saw Mark, I think so we were in Branson and he brought us pizza. That was the last time
Some
that we
deep
saw.
dish kind of pizza.
The deep dish pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last time we saw him, but he was my dancing partner. Like, he was like, I don't care. Let's dance. I was like, oh my God. And I was watching, like you said, I was going through my pictures and my videos and Travis as well. Um, all those Arizona pictures and, memories about him. He wasn't one in everyone, dancing and,
Oh, he loved to dance. He'd be like, "You go, girl!" Like when we'd be doing
yes.
something right. Like he was.
Yes. And he was with the kids. Like, he loved Diami and Kenai. Like, you crazy. And that was one of the things, like, you love my kids. That's it. And he was always talking about his kids, his daughters. It's like, it was like crazy. It's like, oh my God, he was what kind of a person?
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't think his girls understand how much he talked about them. Like he said he would bring them flowers for their birthday and wanted to teach them that a man should treat them with respect, with
Yeah.
love and kindness and respect. And the first person in their life that had to do that was him.
Yep. Yep. Every day, no matter what, every day he has something to say about daughters, like it was every day. And that was something nice. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Hello, Paula. Hello, Yanai. How are you?
Hi, Ron.
Another family member from that winter.
Yeah, we had a blast out there with hanging out with Mark, and I don't know, I was on Dee's live last night, and it just all the tributes were, just choking me up.
I saw you
you know,
choked up on D's last night.
yeah, this is hard for me. Me and Mark have known each other for probably just about, well, since he started going out to Arizona, and I don't know. We had some kind of connection right from the start, and one of the things that I look forward to going out to Arizona and the court site is that I'm going to see Mark. And this year, when we go through that migration where I come to Arizona for the winter, it's going to be hard because Mark's not there, and I'll probably catch myself looking for him because we had this uncanny habit of just running into each other, no matter, if he'd be at Lone Tree, I'd run into him there. If I was at Skadden, he'd run into me there, and we'd run into each other at the pizza place, and we'd have meals together and go to supply runs to Havasu City to go to Walmart or whatever. And yeah, this is a really hard one.
Thank you, Nate. My husband, for anyone that doesn't know, that I got together with when we met Mark.
Yep.
That is a link to his memorial. I'm going to bring up Dee to join us.
You know, I'm just me and
I
Mark are
tell
the
you, I
same.
don't have anything to add, Paula. I have very bad problems to express myself lately with my health issues.
It's coming through, D.
I gave it all I could last night.
You
I
did great.
know.
I love that fact. His daughters came. I sent a text message to Sam to let her know she knew you're live. So I didn't know you saw that. They're here. Sam is here, and Melissa, and I don't know. He had 4 daughters, so maybe the another one's here. I'll get off. I'm just gonna say, I love you, girls. I'm so happy. I knew your dad. He's so special. He's very special to me. Haven't stop crying since the first of the month when he called me, told me he called me. He told me he was sick, and I'm in a bed.
I
I've
didn't know that he was sick. I had not heard it from anyone. The last text I had him, and I'm sure all of us that are moms got it, wishing me a happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Right? Like he never missed a holiday, an
Never.
occasion, an event, nothing. He always thought of us.
And everybody. It's not. He didn't just pick a few friends. He was not clicky. He loved everybody.
Yep.
That's what I
Oh,
would say. He loved everybody. I felt special about him. I
Yep.
did, but I also know I was not his only friend. He had tons of friends, and he loved everybody. So
and he was so outgoing.
that's
It
not
was
gonna add.
awesome. Dee, thank you so much for the tribute that you did last night. And I have already put a link to
Yep.
that at the bottom. And when Johnny does hers, I will put a link to the bottom of this as well.
Yeah,
especially
I'll
love
make
seeing
sure
Jamie.
that I will make sure the girls know that when John get back, when she does her tribute, I know she's gonna do one too.
Mr. Popular, right?
Yes.
Sam, he really was.
It was
Yes,
great
he
to see
was.
Jamie on there as well, D. That was right there at the end. It was great y'all caught Jamie
Hi,
before you signed off.
Hi.
I'm sorry, just say hi to the band. I do everybody on the panel. Hi guys, I'm good. Glad to see you all.
So Melissa says, Dee, you are amazing. You are all amazing, beautiful people. Thank you for sharing the love and emotional support with us too. You are so welcome, Melissa.
Yes.
Yeah, Ron, I gotta tell you, I've never seen you emotional until I saw you on Dee's live stream last night.
I know. And me too.
It's kind of you think you can go into something and go into a tribute like that and memorialize someone from your perspective and be able to get through it. And I'm great. I'm good. I'm gonna go on here and I'm gonna talk about my experiences with Mark, and I'm gonna hold it together so that everybody else holds it together. But in that moment, it just broke. And
I never saw him
talking.
choked up either. Ever saw him choked up before.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, like I said, it's not going to be the same being in Arizona for this winter season and not spend a good amount of my time with Mark like I have the last few years and or however long it's been. Yeah, it was a shock.
I want to add one thing more thing, Paula. Sam or Melissa, you have my email address. If you would please send in that address, we can send a card to you, to girls.
Oh, okay.
Because if you would send me the email, anyone wants to know it. If you do like in next day or so, anyone want to know the address, they can mail a little card. Please do that soon if you could, and just email. You guys know how to get a hold of me. you my email address. You can email. I'll send the address to you once I get it.
Okay.
I'm sure they will do that for me.
And for anybody that wants to, my email is also running across the banner
There you
on the
go.
bottom. They can always get in touch with me as well.
Yes.
You know, I didn't know this until we had a discussion late last year. I think it was during the Christmas season. But Mark and I were only 25 days apart. He was born 25
Yeah.
days after I was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, girl. Sorry.
I bet you have a lot more.
Oh, I have a lot more, but I keep it together. Because yesterday I was watching the other live stream and it's like I have to stop because I start crying and
I
I
know.
cannot. It was, I don't know, we spent too much time together,
Yes.
when we were there. And it was kind of like we know each other for the longest time and we didn't.
I know. It felt like we were buddies forever. I really felt like he was a big brother.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when somebody is so thoughtful and so respectful like Mark was. You tend to gravitate towards those types of people that are always their only mission in life is to make whoever they're in front of happy.
Another daughter here is Paula.
I see that.
Is Amanda.
Awesome.
Amanda is there as well. Do you girls remember getting a bracelets that all looked the same? I want to know. I don't know if they lasted very long. I was just making them for the first time, but he wanted them made for his girls.
Yeah, I bet they did get them. Yeah. I forgot you made those bracelets, Paula.
Yeah.
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 What did you think of those?
I'm gonna step down. I just want to come in and say, I love you, girls, and Mark.
We love you too, Dee.
Love Mark's and love Mark, and I already loved his daughters. I have a little communication with them. Some of them, I'm grateful for that. They are so much like him. So much they like it.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Okay, and remember to say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll be back in the chat. Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on and go to Paula and I just wanted to pop on here and add a little bit more to my memories of Mark from last night and
I really appreciate you coming up, Ron.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing this and appreciate Mark's daughters being here for this tribute to Mark. Just a great guy. We're gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss you, brother. Big time.
Oh, we are all gonna miss him.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Love you all.
Bye. Bye, Ron.
I hear a thanks for the generator, Ron.
It's just I remember that every time that we got like somewhere else, it was you, me, and him going here, you, me, and him going there.
Yeah.
When you broke down, it was you, me, and him again. It's like, it was kind of like thing.
Yeah, he took good care of us. He made sure that we were always okay, that we were looked after, that we were safe, I say I felt like I had an older brother, but I could understand how loved his daughters must feel.
Yeah.
Because, he didn't love us like he would love his girls. And think of how good he was. It's like he was so respectful. Yes, my husband is respectful, but I honestly think he was one of the most respectful to me men that I met.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
If he thought you were doing something, he'd be like, oh, no, or oh, no. Like he would just, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. He never hit on a person. He never was, like when people give you gifts, sometimes it makes the person feel nervous.
No, it was just pure love. It's just he has too much to give,
Yeah.
He was kind of that person that he has so much love. And he wanted to spread it a little bit with everyone, you know. That's the way I feel. I remember when we got to courtside and we didn't know him. So the day that we went out the RV, he was there already, and he gave us the chocolate, the famous chocolate,
Yeah.
to me and Diami. And me and Diami look at each other. It's like, chocolates? What's going on? But then we ate the chocolates, and then we started putting attention. He was giving them to every female that was getting into the meetup.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of like, nice. He was so full of love. That was
He
it.
made a point of bringing joy to other people's lives.
Yes. Yes.
Now you were with us in Mexico. Nate's like, was he in Mexico with us too? I
No,
don't think he was,
he was not.
because I was going through everything I had, and I was pretty
No, he
sure
was not in
did, 'cause
Mexico.
we had a group photo.
The guy that was in Mexico. It was Wayne.
Huh?
Vanquished. Wayne.
Yeah, Wade came with
Yeah.
us.
Wade.
Yeah. Wade, Tracy, you
D.
guys,
D.
Nate and I think that was it.
That was it. Yeah, because Marshall was with us in the group, but Marshall stayed behind that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. I didn't even know. Ron said, oh no, just wait. I hit the wrong button. He didn't just give candy to the ladies, he gave it to the men too.
Oh.
See, he never made it obvious to like a group that he was giving stuff out. Like
No.
usually he would do it to the side.
Yes.
And another thing I didn't say is when the ambulance broke down, and I mean, I had a 10,000 Canadian bill. You were there with me through it. But he gave me $600 to make sure I could get home okay. And I told him I was fine and I wouldn't need it, but he refused. Like, take it, don't spend it, keep it in case.
Yeah.
When
we broke down in Washington, he sent Travis money. And I remember because we have to go like an hour to pick it up. And it's like, man, and again, we said we don't need it at the moment, but he was like, no, I'm gonna send it no matter what, and you keep it like a buffer if something happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I really was worried that someday someone was going to take advantage of him. Because he just gave everything of himself so freely.
Yeah. That day in the casino, he won and he gave basically all the money back.
Right? I was like, no way. How, no.
That's what kind of a person, you don't find those people very often. And when you do, you get to appreciate and it's, I don't know, for us, Mark was amazing. For our family, I don't know how to explain it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Schoolie. He was our crazy Schoolie Palooza with us.
Yes.
And I never got to be a part of anything after that. Oh, look at this. His daughter says he was always a giver. His whole life, he always wanted to make sure everyone was set.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll tell you, Sam, he treated us the same. He really did. I mean, in every way. He made sure we were okay. I remember us all going for a lunch, and Travis, Yanai's husband, for anyone that doesn't know, going, no, Mark, we will pay for our own. You don't have to pay. Just because we're all going together, you don't.
It doesn't mean you have to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? The way that I see it now, he's in a better place right now. He's not suffering anymore. Yes, we would love to have more time with Mark, but I have learned through a grieving process that everybody in this world have a purpose. And Mark had his. He was to make people loved and happy, and it was his time. Now he is in a better place, and he's watching over us from above.
I think what really broke me into tears when his niece was talking on Dee's stream, and she was like, he worked 2-3 jobs, he was always working, he missed out on things all the time. And I'm thinking, he worked so incredibly hard for what he had, yet he shared it as if there was an endless supply.
Yeah. Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I remember that day. When we were in Parker and this guy was having the fire and he ran out of water.
Yeah, I had a quick short clip of that at the beginning. When you guys were on the phone, like Travis was getting transferred to California when we're in Arizona, a 911 call, and Mark, he just drove, like, because I'm pretty sure that those guys were making meth or doing something weird, right?
Something, yeah.
And they're, for anyone that doesn't know, that car is running connected to their camper, which I don't even know how that camper even moved. Like, they must have been there for a really long time. When that caught on fire. We were worried about explosions and everything else, and Mark drives right down there.
Right. Like, hello, your van is there. And then it's not even worse that he tried to pull the car with the van. And Travis was like, Mark, get out of there, your van. And he was like, no, he was doing whatever he could possibly do before the people, the fire department came, He had to do it. That was it. He had to try.
There's no way we could have stopped him.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yes, too. Nate says, I'm pretty sure the guy had over like 1,000 jokes memorized. So when I tried to describe his jokes, there's dirty jokes and others I put as controversial.
Yeah. And then sometimes it's like, it's like, Mark, remember that for me, I have to translate it in Spanish, and then so it doesn't make sense. So, take it easy with me. I will laugh at some.
You brought that up the other day because it's like Mark would tell these like dirty jokes, and yeah, you would get lost in translation, and I would whisper to you.
Yeah.
And then you would burst out laughing. Nate was like, I really wished I knew what you were telling her.
Yeah.
Everything reminded him of a joke.
Yep, everything.
I have one joke that I can remember through my life, and that's it.
And if you know Mark for the first time, it's like, this guy is crazy. No, that was him. He was like, everything, like, what's a joke? Or let's go dance. Or, let's have fun. That was it.
Oh yeah, those were the days. Mark says a joke and you wait a minute for Yanai's reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true too, because he dropped a lot of F-bombs, but out of respect for Dee, he really cut it back when he was around her. Oh my goodness. His Sam says he would tell us a dirty joke. Us girls would add on to the joke and make it dirtier, and he would be in disgust. I can see it too. Didn't stop him from telling us more. Oh my goodness. He told so many jokes that make people uncomfortable. And one time I shared a story of me and Nate from the night before. Wink, wink. Oh, I never seen Mark blush before. If I could make him blush, it was like I won.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. He was something else.
He was.
And you know what? It was like, and it's the same with you guys. It's like to meet someone and to have never done anything for them, to have never done anything special, to be treated so good and feel like you didn't do anything to deserve it. Like, because that's how a lot of times a person feels. You feel like you're supposed to do things a certain way to deserve love and affection. And you didn't have to with Mark.
Yeah.
He just liked you just the way you were, faults and all.
Without expecting nothing back, because that was the point. He wasn't expecting nothing back from you. He was just giving it to you, or whatever doing for you, but he wasn't expecting nothing, back from you.
Heavy Chevy Amanda, I think that was. It says that was the best, boo. He would go from being funny to be like, enough. I can picture it though. He is going to be missed.
Yeah.
But no, didn't he end up on, was it disability? They ended up off not working anymore. Was that what it was? If can you girls let me know? I don't know if he was just off of work or if he had just retired, but
I
either
think that he
way,
was just retired when we
he
got
just
to meet him.
retired.
Yeah.
Thank God he at least had 2 years. But we don't know if we're getting 2 years. We don't even know if we're getting another month. And he went out there and he just lived. He lived. He was absolutely unapologetically himself. He met tons of people. He brought joy to so many people. And he'll never be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was disabled. Thank you. Work injury? Yeah. Okay, thanks, guys. So even though an unfortunate thing happened to him, right? Like a tragedy when you can't work anymore, especially for men of that generation, they take a lot of pride in their work. So to have a disability, it actually gave him the gift of 2 years of traveling. You know,
Yeah.
Thank goodness that had happened when it did. So he had those couple years seeing all these things that he always wanted to see. He was working so hard that he never had a chance to experience anything.
Mm-hmm. Again, he completed his purpose in this, dimension. Now we have to be happy that he's watching for us above.
Yeah. We will see him
Circle
again.
of life. Circle of
Yeah.
life.
Oh, this is another family member joking around. What are you doing? Have you, Shiv? You didn't even know him, LOL. But I know from Dee's live stream last night, these are family members. Yep, he was greatly loved. He can never be replaced and he'll never be forgotten. I don't think anyone that has met that man could ever forget him.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming up. And I want to say to his family, we all loved him.
Yeah.
And my whole point, other than my own healing, is so that you guys really got to see how much we all cared about him.
Yeah.
Because you don't know us, right? So he meant a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing them with us. And I guess with that, farewell. Say an extra prayer for him, and we will see you guys soon. On Tuesday, Johnny's Journey will be doing a live stream as well.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.